Gambling Goose Cast. It's the Gambling Goose Cast. It's the Gambling Goose Cast. It's the Gambling Goose Cast. If you're a sports fan and wanna bet, this is the right place. Just write your picks on the internet, and I'll put them all together in one parlay. Put it in the books, yeah.
Episode 3 of the Gambling Goose Cast. 0-22. 0-22. I am terrible at parlays. I am god-awful at parlays. If this keeps going at this rate, this podcast is going to be dead before it even starts. Who wants to listen to someone that loses every time? I guess maybe for comedy. I don't know. Next thing you know, I'll be 0-50. Fuck. Just let me win one. That's all I'm asking. I just want to win one. And you're probably thinking, we'll just make better picks, and you're probably right. So fuck me, right? Let's get to last week's recap. Bet 1. Georgia minus 15 to beat Missouri at minus 105 odds. This game was terrible. Georgia was supposed to have a good offense. Apparently not. They scored 3 defensive touchdowns in the first half and 0 offensive. Missouri's defense is terrible, but they somehow stopped Georgia in the first half. Then it became a shootout in the second half. Georgia only ended up winning by 14. Let's listen to Uncle Lou's halftime.
If you're one of these mouth-breathing, rainbow and unicorn, but we're 3-0 fans, click off of this video right now, or else admit you were wrong and I was right. Listen, the offense is an absolute embarrassment. 4 turnovers committed by Missouri in the first half. We have 0 offensive touchdowns off of those turnovers. No passing game, like Uncle Lou told you. 0 sacks again against Missouri. Are we still hiding it?
Uncle Lou, you are an angry man, but I couldn't agree with you more. God-awful game. 0-1 on that parlay so far. Bet 2. Vikings versus Bills over 40.5 at minus 110 for odds. When I saw the Bills were up 17-0 at the end of the first quarter, I thought this was a lock. I thought the Vikings were going to start scoring and probably win the game. But Bills win 27-7. Know what that means? Over does not hit. Under hits. It looked like the Bills got injected with a rage virus from 28 days later. They would throw a 10-yard pass and absolutely murder the Vikings. They didn't stand a chance. After the game, Bills cornerback Trey White had something to say to Kirk Cousins.
You like that? You like that? Y'all like that?
No, Trey, I don't like that. Next time, score more points so the over hits. Third bet. Oakland Raiders, plus 145. Raiders led the entire game until it really mattered, which is the fourth quarter. Raiders got sloppy when the fourth quarter started, maybe because they were tired. I have no idea, but the way this parlay was going, I knew that's what was going to happen. It was destiny that I didn't hit a bet on this. 0-3. Bet 4. San Francisco 49ers, plus 7 at minus 120. Tyler Hines called this pick in last week. He predicted a shootout. The shootout happened, but it was too late. Mahomes led his team to a 38-10 at halftime. Garoppolo started a second half comeback. The Niners only allowed 3 points from the Chiefs, but it was too little, too late. Garoppolo got absolutely flatlined in the fourth quarter, and by then I knew it was over. Final score 38-27, plus 7 does not cover. Bet 5. Tampa plus 105. Gus Senior's pick of the week sadly did not hit. Steelers came out hot. Got a 30-10 halftime lead. Second half, Buccaneers started the comeback. Got the score to 30-27. Had a chance with 3 minutes left. But Fitz Patrick absolutely blew it. Didn't make good on the opportunity. Sasquatch Roethlisberger ruined. I mean, he made this parlay a skunk. Fuck that mouth breather. Now let's get to this week's parlay. As always, I use Bovada for all my bets and lines. So if you do call in, use their site. Or if you don't, I mean, we'll compare, whatever. First thing I have to address, though, is the Instagram user BLM61904. Terrible username. Anyway, that user is Bill Aarons. He's a coworker of mine at a factory in Minnesota, which I will not name because I do not get free ads. What he did was did the complete opposite of my parlay, and as you can tell, it hit. He hit $500 on that. Congrats, Bill. Kind of. He's now 1-0, and I'm 0-22. It's pretty awesome, right? Well, the first bet he called in. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hey, Gambling Goose, this is Bill Aarons. Before I give you a lack of the week, I just want to thank you. As you know, I've been following your parlays for a while, since the beginning, I guess, and I discovered a pattern. Basically, you suck at parlays. So last week I decided, you know what, I'm going to do the opposite of Bill. And I'm going to go ahead and do the opposite and pick everything against you. And as you know, it worked out pretty well for me. So this week I thought I'd call in and help you out a little bit. The lack of the week for me this week, I'm going with the undefeated team that's kind of under the radar, no one's talking about, going against the Patriots this week. I'm going with the Dolphins +7. I think a lot of people are picking the Patriots to bounce back after last week's loss, but I think this is the start of a downhill spiral for the Patriots, and their dynasty's pretty much done. So, you mark that one down, put it in the books, Dolphins +7.
Well, thanks for the input, Bill. Asshole. Miami's looking hot so far this year. Let's see if they can cover against the Pats, and let's put it in the books. +7, -115, and as always, fuck Tom Brady. I'm hoping that guy loses every time he plays. Second bet. I searched all over social media for picks on the upcoming Bellator, which is MMA, for this Saturday, and I couldn't find any legit predictions or anything about it. So I decided to make my first pick for this podcast. Growing up, making my picks, I'm making picks by myself. The fight is between Rory McDonald and Gegard Mousasi, who are both formerly in the UFC. Rory he fought at 170, and he's the current 170-pound champ in Bellator. Gegard fights at 185, and he's the current 185 champ for Bellator. Rory's moving up to 185 because he's a savage. He's a maniac. But he's fought at 155 and 170 his whole career, and Gegard has fought at heavyweight before. Heavyweight goes all the way up to 265. I have no idea how Rory's going to deal with the size disadvantage. They're both technically amazing, and they're both psychopaths. So, just by size, experience, Gegard's 44-6, Rory's 20-4. My pick is for Mousasi at -250. So let's put it in the books and crack some skulls. Bet 3. We got another phone call from Tyler Hines. Last week his pick was close. Didn't hit though. He's 0-1. Let's see what he picked this week.
Hello again, Bill. Let's try to bounce back this week after the 49ers, who I personally felt were gold, no pun intended, came up short against Patrick Mega Man Mahomes and all those weapons in Kansas City. This week I was actually close to taking the Denver action earlier in the week when I saw the opening lines, but I've decided to fade the Mahomes madness short of DFS altogether and just stay away from Kansas City. But a game that I think is potentially low-hanging fruit is that actually it appears a lot of people are overlooking. It kind of falls through the cracks, is the Tennessee Titans home against the Philadelphia Eagles. I have seen that the majority of the public, like 66% across, according to OddsShark, across multiple different outlets and platforms are on the Eagles, which I can understand at a spread of, what are they on Bovada? I believe they are 4. I believe it's a 4-point spread or 3.5. I gotta say, I like the Titans in this. It isn't the sexiest pick with how the Titans have looked recently, but Blaine Gabbert will not be playing, and by default, they'll have to start Mariota. And even as bad as Mariota has looked, I feel more comfortable with him starting. It gives them more options on offense. He's a little more dynamic than Blaine Gabbert. I think Tennessee can win this game or at least stay close. The spread is +4. The Titans are +4. They play vastly different at home. Not to mention they just went and got a very impressive 9-6 win on the road in Jacksonville, whereas Philly was, I believe they had a double-digit spread. They had the spread and, get middle of the pack Colts defense. They did not cover. They won the game, but Indianapolis held their own, stuck around. I don't know. The Eagles look good, but the Titans play so much different at home. Philly has the 9th overall defense, allowing 18.3 points per game, 314 yards per game. The Titans have the 12th defense, not far behind. They're averaging 16.7 points per game allowed and 337 yards per game. I don't know. I feel crazy saying this, but I am on the Titans here. 7-1 straight up in their last 8 home games. They're a different team at home. They're easy to overlook. They're gritty. They're tough. They hang around. They're like a headache. And I think you're going to give yourself a headache this week if you do not take the Titans.
It's a very in-depth pick that I cannot argue with. So yeah, Mariota will take this bet to the promised land while that ginger Carson Wentz comes up short. Fuck the Eagles and put it in the books. Titans +4.5 at -115. Now to bet 4. We're going to the Ryder Cup. I got this bet from Twitter user Tim O'Neill at Tim52401363 because apparently Tim O123 was not available. These usernames are god awful. Change them, please. He said, drain your bank accounts, flip over your shoe boxes, take a hammer to your kid's piggy bank. The 2018 Ryder Cup is goose flying to America. I couldn't agree more with Tim. Tiger's back. Koepka hits the ball a mile, average 600 yards or something like that. And Finau can play through broken ankle. We're taking the red, white, and blue on this one. It will be like when Hulk Hogan leg dropped the Iron Sheik to win his first title in front of thousands at Madison Square Garden. Put it in the books for America at -135. Bet 5. Gus Senior's lock of the week. He didn't hit last week. Got close, just like all my bets. Let's hear what he has to say.
Hello, this is Gus Senior, week 3. I lost last week. I didn't expect Fitzpatrick to implode in the fourth quarter Tampa against Pittsburgh, so I'm currently sitting at 1-1. Looking at the board this week, I don't see nothing I like, but I guess the best case is Seattle +3.5. No, Seattle -3.5 at Arizona. I don't know why. Both offensive lines suck. Seattle's defense has made a few big plays, but anyway, I'm just doing this because one team has Russell Wilson and one team has Josh Rosen. I don't believe in Rosen. I don't think he's going to be that good. I expect Seattle to cover. Anyway, that's my pick for week 3. Everybody have a great week. Thanks.
No, thank you, Gus Senior.